If I asked you what it takes to build a business that never fails, what would you say? Endless hustle, relentless networking, a genius intellect, or a massive amount of starting capital? You have been lied to. Society teaches you to burn yourself out chasing money. Millions of men work themselves into an early grave and still die broke. The titans of industry knew a secret that the masses refused to believe. They knew that true wealth is not chased, it is magnetized. There are 4 specific business models documented in the ancient texts of the Bible that have never failed. But they have nothing to do with selling products. They have everything to do with the architecture of your mind. You are tired in a way that sleep does not fix. Your shoulders are tight. The weight of financial pressure is real. And every morning when you wake up, the heaviness is already sitting on your chest before you even open your eyes. You push through. You smile for your family. But inside, you are barely holding on. You watch other people attract money effortlessly. You wonder why your relentless effort produces such little harvest. I am here to tell you that this is not a lack of effort. You do not have a discipline problem. You have a programming problem. Deep within the architecture of your subconscious mind, there is an outdated script running on a loop. It is quietly sabotaging every conscious step you take toward wealth and peace. Until you rewrite that script, every empire you design will collapse under the weight of your unseen fears. Today, I will show you exactly how to locate that script. We will rip it out by the roots and reprogram your mind to attract success as effortlessly as gravity. Before we dive deeper into these 4 biblical laws, I want to plant a seed in your mind. There is something hidden from the public. It is something discovered not in a motivational book, but inside a classified laboratory. It is a biological secret funded by elite billionaires and verified by top-tier neuroscience. It finally explains something I know you have felt. It explains the frustrating gap between the wealth you visualize and the reality you wake up to. I will reveal exactly what this is before we finish today. But first, you must understand why the financial deck was stacked against you from birth. Hold this question in your mind. What if your struggle to attract abundance is not a lack of hustle, but a dormant frequency waiting to be switched on? Society demands that you keep working harder. The system is designed to keep your head down and your mind occupied with survival. They want you exhausted. An exhausted man does not question the laws of the universe. An exhausted man simply accepts his meager paycheck and goes back to sleep. Here is the brutal truth the elite do not want you to know. The reason the universe responds to the 1% and leaves the rest of the world struggling is not because they work harder than you. It is entirely biological. Deep inside your brain is a tiny region called the hippocampus. In the insanely wealthy, this region is thick, highly developed, and constantly broadcasting a microscopic frequency. It literally pulls money and opportunities toward them like a vacuum. It is a biological magnet for abundance. But for the average person, the reality is much darker. Because you were not born into an 8-figure family, you inherited a biological disadvantage. Science calls it a shrunken hippocampus. Instead of broadcasting a wealth frequency, your brain is trapped broadcasting a survival wave. The modern world is designed to keep it exactly that way. Every time you stress over money, this tiny region shrinks a little more. Your natural ability to attract abundance is pushed deeper into dormancy. Every unpaid bill makes the prison walls thicker. This is why you can read every self-help book for years with 0 results. You are attempting to manifest wealth while your internal receiver is completely powered down. You end up chasing money endlessly while the elite simply let it flow to them. It is a biological block passed down from generation to generation. It is quietly sabotaging your highest potential. Most people will go to their graves believing they just did not work hard enough. They will blame the economy. They will blame their circumstances. They will die as drifters. The drifter accepts this fate. The drifter complains about the economy and accepts a life of quiet desperation. But you are not the drifter. You are watching this because you belong to a different breed. You are the creator. You have felt the call to greatness, but you simply lack the operating system to execute it. You are an architect of destiny who has been operating with a broken blueprint. We are going to fix that blueprint today. You will reclaim your throne as the sovereign commander of your reality. Remember the question I asked you to hold a few minutes ago? The one about whether your struggle was just a dormant frequency waiting to be switched on. You are about to see that the answer is not only scientifically proven, but it is closer than you could ever imagine. The biblical texts did not speak of wealth in terms of modern capitalism. They spoke of wealth as a divine emanation from a disciplined mind. The four infallible businesses are internal empires. They are constructed in the mind before they ever materialize in the physical world. We must uncover these four hidden empires. You must prepare your mind to receive this timeless wisdom. Do not listen to this with the ears of a consumer. Listen with the sharp focus of a gatekeeper. Your mind is a sacred temple, and you are the only one who decides what enters it. The first biblical business model is not about commerce. It is about the absolute mastery of your dominant thoughts. And it begins with a law that most men spend their entire lives completely ignoring. Prepare yourself for the first revelation. Why would an ancient spiritual text discuss the mechanics of business? Religion teaches you to be poor. It glorifies suffering and lack. But the original texts were not written for the weak because they were designed as absolute blueprints for kings. They contain the architecture of reality itself. And the first infallible business is the management of your own attention. Listen to me carefully. The most valuable currency you possess is not in your bank account, it is your focus. The ancient proverb says to guard your heart above all else, because from it flow the springs of life. In modern terms, the heart is the subconscious mind. What you allow to enter your subconscious will inevitably dictate your physical reality. The drifter leaves the gates of his mind completely unguarded. He consumes fear from the news. He absorbs the financial anxiety of his peers. He allows the world to plant seeds of poverty in his mental soil, and then he wonders why his external business is continually failing. Your external wealth is merely a reflection of your internal frequency. Stop what you are doing and listen. You cannot build a prosperous empire on a foundation of mental chaos. The first business you must master is the business of the gatekeeper. You must become the absolute sovereign commander of your attention. If a thought does not serve your ultimate vision, you must deny it entry with ruthless aggression. This brings us to the second indestructible enterprise. Once the gates are secured, you must understand the business of absolute expectation. The ancient texts describe faith as the substance of things unseen. Society has completely corrupted this word. They turned faith into a desperate plea. They turned it into a weak expectation of luck. Faith is not a blind wish. It is a biological command. It is a precise, energetic frequency that pulls the invisible into the visible world. When you operate with true faith, you are not waiting for a miracle. You are projecting a frequency of absolute certainty. You act as if the wealth is already yours because you understand the law of vibration. Wealth is not chased, it is magnetized. Your subconscious is a tireless contractor. It builds exactly what you instruct it to build before you sleep. And if you fall asleep in a state of financial panic, your contractor spends the night building more poverty. You must instruct it with the frequency of abundance. You must command your reality. The 99% live in a constant state of reaction. They look at their empty bank accounts and feel despair. Their despair creates a survival frequency, and that survival frequency blocks any incoming wealth. They are caught in a vicious loop of poverty. The Creator operates in the exact opposite manner. The Creator ignores the physical illusion. The Creator builds his wealth in the dark. He feels the reality of his abundance before a single dollar manifests. This is the second biblical business model. It is the enterprise of generating an unshakable internal reality. When your internal frequency matches the frequency of wealth, the physical world has no choice but to rearrange itself. What is controlling your mind today? Is it fear, doubt, or resentment? Every thought is a seed. Every action is water. And your reality is the harvest. You cannot plant weeds and demand a harvest of gold. You must take inventory of your dominant thoughts right now. Eradicate the negative patterns before they take root and destroy your future. The universe works by law, not by clock. You may not see the immediate results of your mental discipline. The masses quit during this invisible season. They demand instant gratification, but the architect of destiny understands that the foundation must be built first. A skyscraper requires deep roots in the dark before it touches the sky. You are in the invisible season. You feel the isolation. You think you are losing your mind because you no longer relate to your old friends. But here is the truth no one tells you. You are not losing your mind. You are losing your programming. The universe is stripping away your drifter identity to prepare you for massive abundance. This isolation is not a punishment. It is the ultimate sign of elevation. The biblical kings did not build their empires surrounded by doubters. They separated themselves. They guarded their frequency. The first two infallible businesses require you to stand alone. You must master your attention, and you must master your frequency. Let us look closely at the cost of ignorance. When you refuse to operate these mental businesses, you default to the business of the world. The world profits from your anxiety. Entire industries are designed to harvest your attention and keep you trapped in a cycle of endless consumption, so you become a battery powering someone else's empire. You must withdraw your energy from their system, reclaim your focus. Every minute you spend worrying about the economy is a minute stolen from your empire. The 1% know this: they do not watch the news. They do not entertain panic. They hold a cold calmness in the face of chaos. They understand that true power is entirely internal. But protecting your energy is only step one. A gatekeeper can defend a fortress, but a king must expand his empire. You now know how to secure your mental borders. The drifter will hear this and return to his chaos. The creator will enforce these two laws tonight. Which one are you? Your decision determines your entire financial future. Now, let me make this plain. Defense is not enough. To truly command wealth, you must understand how to multiply it using the laws of the universe. And that brings us to the third and fourth infallible business models. These were the exact mechanisms used by the richest king in human history. The masses have completely misunderstood his secret. How did King Solomon become the wealthiest figure in human history? He did not pray for gold. He did not ask for a sudden financial windfall. He understood the third infallible business model. It is the business of value creation and service. Wealth is merely a receipt for the value you provide to the world. He understood that when you align your internal frequency with the act of serving others, the universe compensates you beyond your wildest imagination. Solomon asked for wisdom. He asked for the capacity to govern and solve massive problems. When you solve problems at scale, money flows to you automatically. The drifter seeks to extract value from society. He complains about his paycheck while doing the bare minimum. The creator seeks to inject massive value into his environment. You must shift your focus from taking to building. To command millions of dollars, you must serve millions of people. This brings us to the fourth and final enterprise. It is the business of decisive execution. Drifting is the ultimate enemy of wealth. A wrong decision is always better than no decision at all. The universe respects momentum. When you stand still in hesitation, you broadcast a frequency of pure terror. Indecision is a disease that rots your potential from the inside out. You must learn to strike with absolute conviction. The universe rewards speed. It rewards the man who trusts his gut and steps boldly into the unknown. When you make a firm decision, you send a shockwave of authority into the quantum field. The 99% are paralyzed by the fear of failure. They wait for perfect conditions that will never arrive. The architect of destiny moves before he is ready. He treats failure purely as data. He adjusts his course and strikes again. But there is a massive problem that stops most men from doing this. They understand the theory, but they cannot force their bodies to take the action. You can know all four of these biblical business models. You can memorize them and repeat them every single morning. But you still might fail. Why does the knowledge not translate into physical wealth? Because your biological receiver is broken. Your conscious mind wants to build an empire, but your subconscious is terrified. It is broadcasting a signal of scarcity that repels every good opportunity. Before we go any further, I have to share a breakthrough that changes everything. It is something the elite billionaires have spent vast fortunes to keep hidden. A rogue neuroscientist, formerly working on classified CIA experiments, recently leaked a shocking discovery. He and a team of top-tier researchers found a way to wake up that dormant wealth frequency. They discovered how to rapidly reverse the effects of a shrunken hippocampus, and they did not do it through decades of exhausting meditation or relentless journaling. They discovered something infinitely simpler and far more powerful. It is a precise, perfectly engineered 7-minute sound frequency. It requires zero hard work and no complicated visualization. When listened to, this specific acoustic wave bypasses your conscious mind entirely. It directly stimulates that tiny 250-million-year-old region of your brain. 4 independent neuroscience labs have already verified it. Researchers on the campuses of Harvard and Yale are observing this exact brainwave activation right now. The results are completely undeniable. They found that once this frequency is heard, it forces the brain to stop broadcasting the survival wave. It immediately flips the switch on your natural biological ability to attract wealth. It is a completely effortless, at-home ritual. I will tell you exactly what this is called and how you can access it before this message ends. This breakthrough is the modern equivalent of Solomon's ancient wisdom. The elite 1% have always had access to this biological state. Thomas Edison and Andrew Carnegie spent years trying to unravel the mysteries of this exact internal power source. They instinctively knew how to shift their brain waves to receive answers from the infinite. Now, let us make this practical. You cannot afford to wait another decade to figure this out. The global economy is shifting rapidly. The greatest wealth transfer of our lifetime is happening right now. Are you going to claim your divine inheritance, or will you let it pass you by? The time for sitting on the sidelines is completely over. You must step into the arena. You must decide today that you are no longer a blind consumer. You are the mental gatekeeper of your future. Every time you complain about your lack of resources, you shrink your hippocampus further. You literally block the massive wealth that heaven is trying to send you. You must cut the cord to your old identity. How did a man with no education build the greatest steel empire in history? It was not a stroke of luck. He used a specific mental protocol to tune his frequency. He executed the 4 business models with ruthless precision. He provided immense value, and he made decisions incredibly fast. You have the exact same neurological hardware sitting inside your skull. The only difference is that his receiver was turned on. Yours has been forced into dormancy by a toxic society. The same dormancy ends tonight. You now know the 4 invisible empires. You know that a verified scientific mechanism exists to awaken your brain. But knowledge without a physical ritual is absolutely useless. You must ground this wisdom into daily action. You need a daily system to integrate these spiritual laws into your nervous system. The drifter will hear this philosophy and feel inspired for 10 short minutes. The true builder will demand a strict blueprint for execution. In the next chapter, I am going to give you that exact physical blueprint. Philosophy without execution is just intellectual entertainment. The drifter loves to consume knowledge. The drifter watches hours of videos, feels a fake sense of progress, and then changes absolutely nothing. But you are here to build an empire. To do that, you must install a ruthless physical system. You must practice cosmic housekeeping. You must ruthlessly eliminate the noise that shrinks your brain. Cut out the panic-driven news. Sever ties with the friends who only speak of poverty and failure. Your mind is a sacred fortress. If you let toxic energy walk through the front door, you are choosing to be poor. Protect your frequency with the cold calmness of a sovereign commander. Next, you must establish a definite chief aim. You cannot hit a target that you have not clearly defined in your mind. The universe does not respond to vague wishes for more money. It responds to absolute precision and unbending will. Write your exact financial target down on a physical piece of paper tonight. Demand it from the universe. Do not just listen to this. Write it down right now. Grab a pen and declare your exact intention. Say to yourself that you are the master of your focus. Say it until your physical body actually believes the vibration of those words. Hesitation is the death of destiny. If you refuse to write it down, you are choosing to remain a victim. The third protocol is the sacred night ritual. Your subconscious is a tireless contractor that builds your reality while you sleep. You must give it the correct blueprints. Turn off all screens exactly 15 minutes before you go to bed. Do not let the chaotic noise of the world be the last thing your mind consumes. Take control of the quiet. Sit in absolute silence and command your vision into existence. Feel the reality of your wealth as if it is already in your hands. You must act as if you are already the king. Walk like a king, speak like a king. The physical illusion of your current bank account does not matter. The universe only reads the energetic signature you broadcast. When you wake up tomorrow, the physical world will try to pull you back. The bills will still be there. The exhausting job will still demand your time. This is the invisible season where the universe tests your resolve. The drifter panics and abandons the frequency immediately. The architect of destiny holds the line with absolute certainty. You must refuse to drift. You must say to yourself that the season of poverty is officially over. No more small thinking. No more letting fear write the script of your life. That pathetic chapter is closed forever. A new chapter begins with a new decision right now. You are the cause and not the effect of your reality. Take the wheel. But here is the truth that no one will tell you. Doing this physical practice is incredibly difficult when your biology is fighting against you. You can write your goals. You can sit in silence. But if your hippocampus is shrunken, it feels like trying to run through deep mud. Your survival wave will constantly try to override your new wealth frequency. This is where most people fail entirely. They try to outwill a misprogrammed mind using pure force. They try to use discipline to fix a biological problem. And when they inevitably burn out, they blame themselves. They think they are uniquely flawed. They assume the universe simply chose someone else to be rich. They do not realize the receiver is broken. You cannot outwill a broken biological receiver. You must repair the physical hardware before the software can run properly. The ancient kings knew how to enter deep trance states to repair their minds, but you live in a world of constant stress. You do not have decades to sit in a cave and meditate. You need an accelerated mechanism to force the shift. The wealth you visualize is not waiting for you to work harder. It is waiting for your internal receiver to finally be switched online. The lucrative opportunities that belong to this season of your life are moving past you right now. They are waiting for your frequency to match theirs. Every day of suppression is a golden opportunity lost forever. Stop waiting for a magical savior. By the end of this message, you will know exactly how to activate your dormant frequency. You will understand how to combine this mental discipline with the exact neurological tool used by the elite. The creator equips himself with every available advantage to secure his empire. The drifter relies on blind hope. This is the turning point of your entire existence. The bridge between your current struggle and your divine inheritance is built on action. You are standing at the exact borderline between the 99% and the elite 1%. The universe is watching your next move. Will you retreat into the shadows, or will you command the light? I am demanding that you make a decision right now. You must draw a line in the sand. You must declare that you will never again let a negative thought decide your future. The old version of you is dead. The exhausted man who begged for scraps is gone. You are stepping into the power of a sovereign commander. Prepare your mind for the final key. We are about to enter the final stage. The knowledge has been given to you. The daily rituals have been laid out. The only thing missing is the exact biological tool to wake up your brain. In the next moments, I will reveal the precise acoustic frequency protocol. I will show you how to finally flip the switch. Your empire awaits your command. Do not look away. Do not let your attention drift back to the mundane problems of the world. What you are about to hear is the culmination of ancient wisdom and modern science. It is the exact missing link that has kept you trapped in the survival wave. Take a deep breath. Clear your mind completely. The final revelation is standing at your door. The question I asked you to hold at the beginning of this message is finally ready to be answered. What if your financial struggle is not a lack of hustle? What if it is a dormant frequency? Here is the final truth. A microscopic wealth attraction frequency is naturally active in the 1%, and it is driven by a highly developed hippocampus. Classified CIA, research originally confirmed this biological reality. 4 independent neuroscience labs recently verified it. Researchers on the campuses of Harvard and Yale are observing it right now. Dr. Thomas Summers is a rogue neuroscientist in New York, and he refused to let elite billionaires keep this biological cheat code completely hidden from the middle class. He and his team spent years compressing the clinical protocol into a simple audio track. But before I tell you what they built, let me tell you about 2 people who used it. Emma was a former nurse from California. She felt her family was under a financial curse. She was completely exhausted, and she spent every single day drowning in a massive mountain of debt that seemed entirely impossible to escape. After just 3 days of listening, she broke the cycle completely. She quit her job and sold her house for way over the asking price, and she now travels the world on passive income while sharing this abundance with her children. Michael was a former policeman in Florida. He started using it to scale his struggling business. Within 5 days, he quadrupled his high-paying clients effortlessly. He found himself networking with elites who immediately put him on television. That is because of what the researchers discovered. They call it the billionaire brainwave. It is not a manifestation app. It is a highly engineered 7-minute binaural sound wave because it is specifically designed to directly stimulate your hippocampus and pull it out of a deep biological dormancy. That is the entirety of the work required. You listen for 7 minutes in the morning. You put your headphones on and close your eyes. You do not repeat forced affirmations, but you simply let the precise frequency rewire your brain so you can finally receive the massive abundance you deserve. The billionaire brainwave is absolutely not for everyone. It is for the chosen visionary. It is for the man who has already done the inner work. He knows his lack of wealth is a blocked biological channel, and he understands deeply that it has absolutely nothing to do with a lack of ambition. Private neuroacoustic sessions to reverse a shrunken hippocampus cost hundreds of dollars per hour. Elite billionaires invest massive fortunes to access this exact frequency in clinical mastermind settings. What Dr. Summers leaked to the public delivers the exact same neurological shift, and it is available to you today for a tiny fraction of its true value. It costs less than a few cups of coffee. 4 powerful bonuses are included to support your new reality. You receive a comprehensive guide to managing massive wealth called the Warren Buffett Pyramid. You also receive an exclusive report decoding 7 lazy millionaire habits. It includes an emergency quick cash manifestation audio for unexpected lump sums, while also providing an inspiring collection of 500 billionaire success stories. Here is the deeper truth about waiting. The immense wealth you have been commanding is already circling you. The blessing is not missing. Your receiver is simply broken. The chosen one who restores their frequency today finally sees the financial windfalls, because delaying means letting your divine inheritance remain entirely invisible forever. Do not look for this on YouTube or Spotify. The tracks circulating under similar names have 0 binaural entrainment encoded. They are dangerous fakes meant to distract you. The only authentic version is available through the link in the description and the pinned comment below, because your mental architecture must be protected from cheap imitations. This comes with the billionaire's ironclad promise. The universe requires no financial risk from you. If you do not experience an undeniable increase in your wealth, every penny is returned. It is an energetic exchange governed by complete trust. Click the link in the description and the pinned comment below. Equip your mind tonight. The tool is not the final destination. It simply repairs your biological receiver so the wealth you visualize can finally materialize, because abundance is your absolute birthright, and the universe requires no transaction. What the researchers built is just one accelerator. Whether you choose that path or not, let us go deeper into preparing your mind. You did not click this video by accident. You came here as a man exhausted by the drift, and you were completely tired of playing the helpless victim to random physical circumstances. But today, you have remembered exactly who you are. You are the mental gatekeeper of your thoughts. From this night forward, you act independently of any external motivation. You are a builder in the invisible season. Stand up and claim your throne. You are the architect of destiny, and the external world has absolutely no choice but to bend to the undeniable power of your disciplined mind. The time for drifting is officially over. If your intuition confirms that the frequency tool described earlier is the missing key, the path remains completely open for you in the description below. That is the last time it will be mentioned. What follows now belongs entirely to the sealing of your new mindset. You have heard the cosmic law. You know that every excuse was just a shadow. Tonight, as you close your eyes, you must make a choice. Will you return to the chaos of the masses, or will you step into the quiet power of the 1%? If you are ready to command your destiny, seal your decision right now by writing your definite purpose in the comments below. Let those exact words be the contract you sign with the universe. Never again let a negative thought dictate your future. Subscribe to this channel if you walk this path of greatness. Return to this video every single night until your reality bends to your will, because you are the absolute cause and the unstoppable force. The universe is waiting for your command. Make the ultimate decision tonight.